more to uncover. And today we're excited to announce that the archives will be undergoing a major overhaul, changing the way that players interact with them. New archives, new name. Moving forward, the archives will be referred to as the Rift, with the change reflected in the main menu. When you click on the button, you'll be sent directly to the Rift's free and premium track. We know there's an abundance of lore associated with the archives, and we're planning on streamlining the process to dive into the narrative web of Dead by Daylight. Expect to see a unique tomes button, which is where the lore will live moving forward. Stay tuned for an update on that moving forward, okay? From challenges to quests. I hate the name, but they are just like convinced that with the influx of the new players coming over from FNAF that they need to sanitize our blood cult video game and not call them rituals. So, yeah, quests. It's a little too RPG for me, but that's what we've got. From challenges to quests, the big change coming to the Rift centers around the challenge system. Previously, each tome would feature 4 levels of unique challenges, which earn you Rift Fragments and blood points. Now, tome challenges will become quests, introducing a new system altogether. Unlike challenges, you will no longer have to select a quest before jumping into a trial. Instead, all the quests associated with the Rift will be active at the same time, with each completed quest contributing to your overall Rift progress. I love that change. Instead of like selecting something and trying to get that one node done on your Rift for 2 hours, I love that this is like all of the things are there and you can pin them and try and get something done specifically, but there could be a number of things that you can get done. So I love that change. The Rift will not be the only place you can complete challenges. Note that each completed quest will still contribute to your Rift progress. And to start, we'll be replacing the daily rituals with daily quests, which will generally be more straightforward than the quests found within the Rift. We'll also be having Rift quests feel more closely aligned, which may feel more closely aligned with those found within the Rift. These quests will offer more interesting challenges for players, pushing them further than a daily quest would. Every Rift cycle will feature 12 weeks of weekly challenges, which can be retroactively completed at any point before the cycle concludes. Another type of quest is the milestone quest, which are evolving quests that can be completed over the course of a Rift cycle. For example, a milestone quest can be as simple as hook 5 survivors, and once you achieve that goal, it will progress to hook 10 survivors, and so on. Finally, event quests will mark the last type of quest, replacing those that would typically be found within an event tome. We've also added a crucial quality of life feature that should make tracking quest progress easier than ever.
If you want to live, stick with me. Loyal one, are
Find me a rat.
You are a worthy companion, aren't you? him off the hook. So, what's going on here? This is taking Screams in the Dark to a whole nother level.
Now you can pin or follow a specific quest and track your progress during a trial. All you have to do is hit the pause button. Okay, so this is what your quest system is going to look like here, and we have select Rift Pass is selected, and we see milestone daily. So this is going to be, you know, similar to your Fortnite games with lots of different challenges going on here. So be chased for 150 seconds or chase for 700 seconds. Complete 3 quests. Nice. So I like this system. I think this is a good idea. Land 50 basic attacks, hide within the killer's terror radius without being caught for a total of 60 seconds. In 60 seconds, down 2 survivors. Okay, so pretty familiar stuff. So what happens to the old Rift challenges? During the transition to the quest system, all the previously released challenges will remain available to players through the compendium. Now, here's the part I don't like. While we ultimately plan on retiring the compendium, we still want those older challenges to stick around for a while. So there comes some FOMO in there to get those challenges done before they go away. And we don't really have any date. I'm sure they'll give us notice eventually, but we don't really have any timetable on when they would retire the compendium. And you wouldn't be able to go and do those older challenges from the first 22 tomes. We believe this transition will make the entire process more enjoyable for every player, allowing for a more streamlined Rift experience. If you have any questions about this update, don't hesitate to reach out on our forums or one of our official social media channels, and they have all those there. See in the Fog, the challenge completing Dead by Daylight team. So we got to test this in the PTB, and I got a lot of little notifications that I had completed this, that I had depleted a medkit, and all kinds of things were popping up on my screen that I was getting credit for. So, I mean, that really makes you feel good when you're going through a game and you're seeing all these accomplishments come up. I don't know how, you know, if you play more and the milestones go up.
We have one shot here. Let's work together.
never a boy. A sore, everything that irritates me.
What is this place?
Up then if those will become less frequent or if they'll all like this. Interested to with the new.
never work here in Japan. I was interviewing at some they treat their employees. Policies like unpaid mandatory overtime, working on weekends and holidays, not letting people quit. I even had a company say that employees need to pay them when they miss work, no matter if it's an emergency like a train accident or a health issue. Like, it's already bad enough to not get paid for the day. Imagine having to hand your boss a crisp $100 every time you get a flat tire. Devious. Absolutely devious. People here call these black companies because they're infamous for their shady business practices. They target young workers or foreigners because they don't know better or don't have resources to fight them. And when you try to quit, I've heard of people getting sued by these companies or blackmailed at their new jobs in retaliation. Is it legal? No. Does it happen? Somehow, yeah. And honestly, some of my jobs in the US were just as bad, but this is what to look out for in Japan. Never work.
Why is everybody saying that the Oblivion remaster isn't well optimized? Probably just console peasants jealous that they'll never have the power that my glorious PC has. Old video game graphics, and particularly old 3D video game graphics, have fascinated me for a really long time because they consistently lie to your face and look great while doing it. While it's certainly convenient having the power of ray tracing at our disposal, which undeniably looks shadow-tastical, I think there's definitely been a drop in picture-perfect strategy when it comes to the visuals of modern video games, since we have the power now to load so many assets into one area. I mean, seriously, how are game developers supposed to cram an open 3D environment on a console that only had 128 kilobytes of RAM and 64 kilobytes of video memory? Oh, I hope Nvidia didn't hear that. The Super Nintendo was the first Nintendo console to feature 3D games, but the console couldn't actually handle 3D. The SNES had 7 graphics modes, and most of the console's 3D games utilized Mode 7. Mode 7 allowed a background layer to be scaled and rotated in a way that emulated true real-time 3D. Using this graphics technique, developers could put 2D sprites over the seemingly 3D environment to simulate a believable virtual landscape. In Super Mario Kart, Nintendo's sprite artists drew so many different angles of the characters so that they appeared natural while turning, or if they were being seen from an unconventional perspective. So even though the new 3D graphics thing was cool, it was incredibly time-consuming. So Miyamoto Mario Kart Nintendo said, "Gentlemen, the SNES can't run 3D, and it is costing us time that we could spend making actual 3D games. What we need is a new video game cartridge that is more powerful than our console's built-in processor." Star Fox was the first game to utilize the Super Effects chip, or as it was known by its codename, Mario. Mathematical, agronaut, rotation, and input-output. The Super Effects chip shot Nintendo right back into the innovation playing field field because it allowed the SNES to load multiple 3D assets at one time while still utilizing the console's built-in 2D functions. Star Fox on the SNES is instantly recognizable because of the visual enhancements of the Super FX chip. Enemies, buildings, allies, you, and certain props are all true 3D models, while the background and effects are two-dimensional. The background rotates and corrects itself based on where you are positioned, and to sell the innovation of true 3D even more, Agronaut designed the sound to change volume depending on how close you are to a sound source. Using the official SNES, I can show you guys how Nintendo and Agronaut utilized the SNES's layering system to create an authentic 3D environment. As we can see, they used the traditional Mode 7 graphics technique to render the two-dimensional background, that, as I stated earlier, adjusts itself to the player's position. Another layer was used for the HUD. And last but definitely not least, the Super Effects Chips 3D mod.
In the photo you see here, the boy holding a rifle and standing with his pet dog is no ordinary child. This is Mustafa Hussein, the grandson of former Iraqi President Saddam Hussein. In 2003, when the United States launched its invasion of Iraq, Saddam's 2 sons and his 14-year-old grandson Mustafa fled Baghdad and went into hiding in a house in Mosul. Once American intelligence discovered their location, they launched a massive operation. Over 400 U.S. soldiers, tanks, armored vehicles, helicopters, and rocket launchers surrounded the house, hoping to capture them without much resistance. but what happened next shocked everyone. As soon as the operation began, heavy gunfire erupted from inside the house. Saddam's sons were killed in the fierce fighting, but young Mustafa did not surrender. Armed with just a single rifle, this 14-year-old boy fought alone and bravely held off 400 American soldiers for nearly 6 hours. According to police reports during the battle, Mustafa managed to kill 14 U.S. soldiers. When the American forces finally stormed the house, they were stunned to discover that the fierce defender who held them back for hours was just a teenage boy. They couldn't believe that someone so young had fought with such courage and determination. In an article published in the New York Times, the famous journalist Sabit wrote, "If Mustafa Hussein had been born in America, we would have built statues of him in every city. He had become a true symbol of bravery and resistance." In the photo,
I think Satan talked about this place. On All Things Wicked.
How do you feel about working with Chelsea Green?
It's a night off. It's great. So you don't have to think very hard because like she's just going to give you endless material.
She's
Let's get this done.
Hilarious.
What a great example of maximizing your minutes. We've had conversations that, you know, that kind of tiptoe around this actually with each other. I mean, Chelsea and I have known each other a long time. We're around the same age. Like we've sort of been in a lot of the same places, right? Like we've had quite a similar career paths in some respects. And I think for her, you know, there was this thing of like, will I ever get the shot on the main show? And then it comes. comes. And I'm sure that this probably isn't what she first had in mind. But man, has she taken this.
Who was the locker room leader? Obviously, I've said it, my time, Undertaker. How about in your time?
So we were on a European tour, and we were on this show with the New Day and the Usos. They were main eventing most of the shows in the UK. Xavier Woods and Kofi, they were talking to us over a game of Tekken, and they were like, hey, we should probably be watching the shows. And then we were like, why? And he was like, because I think we're Undertaker now. It's always been Undertaker though.
Always.
To those guys, it was Undertaker.
Always.
But all of a sudden, those guys realized that it's like, listen, we've been here for 10, 15 years.
They were the veterans.
We're the vets. Yeah. We're not the kids anymore. John Cena wasn't around. Roman, obviously, is not there necessarily every week. What's changed now is a lot of guys have their own buses.
Okay.
So it's almost like they're not really in the locker room because they got their own space, which is great for them.
Now, wait a minute. When they pull up in these buses, do they go into catering, get their meal, and then go back to their buses?
Yeah, and sometimes.
Man, get the hell out of here. Who was the locker room leader? Obviously.
Binance Pay helps
رابين في أحد لقاءاته معي هنا بيقول لي أنا عاوز أنهي حياتي بإن أنا أوقع سلام مع سوريا. قلت له بس هقول لك حاجة، سوريا الرئيس حافظ الأسد مش هيوافق على إنك تاخد مليمتر من الأرض، مستحيل. رد عليا كده، أنا سأعطيه كل الأرض اللي رحت له 67 ولن أحجز سنتيمتر واحد. قلت له طب أنت عاوز قصادها إيه؟ قال لي حتى كده بيقول لي بضحك علاقات سفارة بين هنا وهنا. بعدها بحوالي 3 أيام رحت للرئيس حافظ الأسد. قلت له يا حافظ أنا شايف إن رابين ممكن يعيد الأرض بالكامل. أن دي فرصة ذهبية، والراجل ده بيقول كلمة صادق في كلامه. هتقول لي تضمنه؟ قلت له ما اضمنوش ليه؟ عمل مع الفلسطينيين واللي كل اتفقنا عمل. لما أقول له أنت يا رابين قلت كذا، لا أنا قلت فعلا وهعمل كده، ويقاوم الناس اللي بيعارضوا عنده وينفذ الكلمة اللي قالها. أنت طبعا عاوزين إيه أصلا كده؟ قلت له سفارة إسرائيلية في دمشق وسورية في إسرائيل. بعد حوالي 4-5 أيام ابتدت المفاوضات. أنا هنا ده يتلكعوا دول يتلكعوا، اتقتل رابين. رابين في أحد اللقاءات.
Number 1, Will Smith.
Gay.
Jada Pinkett Smith.
Fucked up. That's 2 words. Bitch.
She set herself up.
Mr. White, what would be the first meal that you would feed me?
Salad.
A salad.
That's what you need, baby. Listen, if a nigga knock me out and I wake up and they got them phones out, I'm gonna shoot the people with the phone. Cause they gonna cause more damage than the nigga that knocked me out.
What's up, bro? How you doing?
You ain't no man, is you?
You wanna find out?
Hell no. Hell no, cause what if you is? I'm gonna be in a hell of a situation. Why your voice deep, baby?
Would I be here if I was a man?
You sure right.
Even Jay-Z agreed.
Would you take $500,000 or dinner with Jay-Z?
Man, give me $500,000. Fuck Jay-Z. Yeah, nigga, give me $500,000. Man, I don't want.
You gotta take the money. What I'm gonna say.
Number 1, Will Smith.
Can the RTX 5090 run Batman Arkham Knight at a decent frame rate? That's the fastest GPU in the world, and I've just upgraded from the 4090.
هل عمرك هتثق في موقع وهو
My grandmother got mad at me because I fired my uncle, which is her son. She said, babe, I need to talk to you. I said, what? You fired my son.
I have no interest in dying today.
I said, Big Mama, your son was messing my business up. I mean, this guy talked crazy to people. He didn't understand customer service, nothing. All he know, my nephew is rich. But I had to get rid of him because he was messing my business up. That was the hardest thing I had to do because I love my uncle. I had to tell my uncle, he said, man, you rich. I said, Uncle, I ain't made it yet. What you mean you ain't made it yet? You got a big old house. I said, Uncle, I haven't made it yet. how much is it gonna cost for you to leave? He said, if I had $100,000, go start my own thing, go do it. Ain't nothing he did has been successful. But I would have spent millions on him. All he had to do was follow the guidelines and have integrity. He ain't had it. He wanted to be the boss, but he didn't even want to put the hours in I put in. He just want to talk down on people. So y'all all know people like that. Once you get a little success, they're like, man, we ain't made it yet.
50 Cent says sales numbers matter most, and that Eminem deserves way more credit in the top rapper debate.
What about top three? Jay-Z, Kendrick, Nas, top three. Is that about right or not? No. Who should be number one? Say hypothetically it was 50 Cent number one, then who? Would it be Jay after that?
Probably not. To me, how do you not look at the number one selling artist? If you're in business, then you have to look at the number one selling artist because it's a business.
You just like that metric because it's good for you, because you're Diamond.
No. I'm thinking about M when I'm saying that.
You think about Eminem?
Because M sold like 90 million records. The Bridge. When you see these Lamborghinis, Ferraris, and Bentleys and stuff like that, there are no Lamborghinis and Ferraris for you to buy from hip-hop culture if there's no consumer base. If they don't see where they fit into the culture or where, then there's no reason for them to support and buy it. The guys at home go, oh, 50 just loves Eminem so much. Yeah, love him to death.
If record sales are the measure,
وجدت بي سي عمره 20 سنة.
Teenagers are building businesses with AI, while the only AI you know is ChatGPT. To the people over 40 who don't know how to use AI,
we at PlayStation are happy to announce The Last of Us Complete Edition, which includes The Last of Us Part 1.
This old laptop is one of the most insane builds that I have ever seen. While this 8-year-old laptop specs are nothing to be blown away over, back then, this thing was a monster. 1080p 60Hz screens were the norm. But you may have noticed, where the heck is the trackpad? Don't worry, they got you covered. This thing was so power hungry, it actually needed 2 power supplies. But doesn't a computer this big defeat the purpose of a laptop? Don't worry, Acer had you covered there as well. But just how practical is something like this? All of this could have been yours for $9,000, and you'd have to find one. This old laptop is one of the most—
Eminem comes in this bright yellow sweatsuit, hoodie, pants, everything. It's bright yellow. I'm like, wow. I'm like, man, listen, I think this shit is fucking incredible and I would love to work with you. Like, man, listen, I put this sample together. Tell me if you like it. And I hit the drum machine and maybe 2 or 3 seconds went by and he just went, hi, my name is, like, yo, stop. Shit's hot. That's what happened our first day and the first few minutes of us being in the studio.
Hi kids, do you like violence? Wanna see me stick 9-inch nails to each one of my eyelids?
Eminem comes in this bright.
أنا كنت واحد من 7 راحوا السعودية والسادات فضوا له الحرم. أنا فضوا لنا الحرم كله. وفيصل متكرما.
First of all, I'm afraid of the plane. I wouldn't even go on the plane.
If someone has bone cancer in their—
Crush your interview with real. In prison, this guy they called Flea. And Flea, by the way, was 5'3" and probably weighed 130 pounds and pretty much got into a fight every 2 weeks. He had a major attitude. Listen to this. I used to get like rosacea. You'll get like a red spot. Yeah. I went to the doctor in prison. And I go there. Before I was in prison, I actually got like a cream and had like a steroid in it.
If you want to live, stick with me.
You rubbed it on there like twice a week and you never got it. And so they gave me a cream and I explained to him. So the doctor punches it in and says, well, this will work. And he gives me a cream and I do not, it made it worse. And so I tried this for like a month or two and I'm walking around with a big red spot every time I put this cream. One day somebody's like, bro, what's up with your face, man? I explained the whole thing and Flea looks at me and goes, yeah, I get that all the time too. And I said, well, what did you get for it? He goes, I put Head and Shoulders on it. He said, once or twice a week, it'll go away. And he said, you'll be fine. I don't think Flea had like a 90 IQ. I remember looking at Flea thinking,
بعد وفاة حفيده بقى كان اكتئب وتعب نفسيا جدا جدا جدا. ده ما قدرش ينزل يقابل اوباما طلع له على السلم يجري فوق في قصر القبه لانه الراجل هزم هزيمه نفسيه صاعقه. وكان نفسي لو هو بقى عنده مستشار فاهم الدنيا ويوجه خطابه للامه الأمة المصرية لقد ابتليت بما لا يبتلى به بشر، فقدت أعز الناس وأغلاهم بوفاة حفيدي. أعلن فتح باب الترشيح لمنصب رئيس الجمهورية خلال 60 يوما وفقا للدستور، على ألا أترشح لا أنا ولا أحد من عائلتي، وأترك للشعب المصري اختيار مستقبله. كانت الناس اللي طلعت بقى الثورة دي طلعت له مش عليه. بعد وفاة حفيده بقى كان اكتئب.
How did you get into that position of the UFC?
Well, I started in 1997. I was the post-fight interviewer. It was just a position that was available, and the UFC was very small back then. Very few people knew what it was. They needed someone to do post-fight interviews. And so in talking to Dana White, I was talking to him about fights going on in Japan. I'm like, have you ever seen Sato fight? Do you know do you know Sakura? Do you know this guy? And I was bringing all these names, and he was like, do you want to do commentary? I'm like, I don't want to do commentary, man. I'm here to get drunk and watch people kick the shit out of each other. I'm not here to work. And he talked me into it for one show. I did that, and the rest is history.
Wow. How did you get into that position?
We're about 20, 30 miles outside of Seattle. Paul goes, hey, will you stop? I need to go pee. I was like, okay, yeah, as soon as I see one, I'll pull over. So I'm driving along, messing with the radio because I know there's an exit here. He goes, hey, there's a one. Oh, man, I'm sorry. I missed that one. So I'm driving along, coming up on another sign that says, bathrooms and restaurants. He goes, pull here, right here. I was like, where? Which one? Where? Over here? God damn you. Next one I see, I'm pulling over. He's not even talking now at this point. And I'm moving through the traffic and everything. And he goes, right up there, damn it. Man, I make a hard right turn, pull into this gas station. He had pissed himself. We're about 20, 30 miles outside of.
Why does Brock Lesnar, with $25 million, never buy bottled water? The real reason behind it is truly admirable. Despite being worth millions, the only time he rewards himself is with a steak dinner on his birthday. This silent beast of wrestling has neither a mansion.
In 2012, a Burger King employee anonymously uploaded a photo of himself standing in 2 plastic tubs of lettuce to the infamous forum 4chan, with the caption, "This is the lettuce you eat at Burger King." The original image was posted at 11:38 p.m. and went instantly viral, but just 9 minutes later at 11:47 p.m., 4chan users found out that the photo's location data pointed exactly to Mayfield Heights, Ohio. And just 3 minutes later at 11:50 p.m., another user posted the exact address of the Burger King branch, while everyone wished the poster a happy unemployment. But by 11:55 p.m., people had already contacted the news and submitted many complaints through Burger King's official complaint form with the evidence attached. All of this took place in the span of just 20 minutes, and shortly after, Burger King confirmed that the employee was identified and fired immediately, along with 2 others involved, and though his identity was never released, some said he was dared to do it, while others claimed it was a marketing stunt done by Burger King.
Let me show you something you guys can do with your PC hardware box instead of throwing it away. Over the years, I've collected hundreds of hardware boxes and I just didn't know what to do with them. I finally decided to turn them into posters. And I think it looks really cool. It adds a lot of character to my room. And if you guys want to see how